Henry Ford. As many people know, Henry Ford was a famous inventor. He was a pioneer within the motor industry and he founded the Ford Motor Company. He was also a pioneer within the assembly line. But before all this success, before people knew the Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford built two other companies first, and these companies both went bankrupt. And being an inventor, as inventors know, they go through a lot of setbacks and a lot of adversity. But Henry Ford had a famous quote that said, "In times of adversity, just remember, planes have to go against the wind to take off, and not with it." And just the lesson of how you respond to adversity and the resilience piece is really important for leaderships and leadership philosophies. And it is something that I try to use in my leadership philosophy. Now, my leadership philosophy, I want to guide, influence, and motivate others to be the best versions of themselves. And I want to do this by connecting with people on a personal level, and I want to motivate them, but also I want to listen to them. And an example of this was my offensive coordinator at Baylor. He was an amazing leader, and he used two different leadership styles. First one was a democratic leader. He would listen and get input from others before he made big decisions. And the second leadership style was a laissez-faire leadership style. He would give parts and pieces of his power and of the work to players, to other coaches, so that others could develop their leadership styles. This also built trust, it built ownership, and it helped develop the other people to become leaders. And he led through just the way he led. And this was important to me, just watching him do this, and I took a lot of notes. And I want a part of my leadership style is built on my values, which I took a test from the Cliff Strengths, and my strengths were the relator, a developer, connectedness, belief, and strategy. Now, with the relator, developer, and connectedness, I want to use these strengths to build relationships. I want to know people and listen to them on a deeper level, just as Coach Babb did. And second piece is belief. My leadership philosophy and style, I want to build on faith-driven leadership. I want to have strong values that not only relate to sport, but also relate to life. And I want to build my athletes and other people around me, not only in the job or in the sport, but I want to build them as human beings and childs of God. And lastly was strategic. And I want to do all of this, my relationship and my strong values. I want to lead people by strategy, by looking at the past, learning from those lessons. What am I doing in the present? And using foresight, and how am I going to develop others in the future? And I want to do this with problem solving and all. And my goals for my career goals is being a collegiate receiver coach, or maybe an offensive coordinator like Coach Babb. And I want to focus on building relationships and developing the players within under me, but also not only as players but as humans. And I want to mentor them on a personal level like my coach did for me. And I want to combine my relationship leadership and my strategic leadership, and to be effective of how I lead. Now, there are important leaders that I took notes from. One being Nick Saban, and Nick Saban taught me to empower others and to trust others and to build relationships with people. And he was known for being one of the best collegiate coaches ever. But it's not only because it was winning, it was because he knew how to build a culture and to trust the people under him and to have good people within his organization. And he also avoided tyranny. He didn't want to tell people what to do, and he didn't want to make and force people and feel like they were underneath him. He wanted to build a culture and to have levels of leadership within his organization. Next leader is Admiral McRaven, and he was an old Navy general, and he had strong values of resilience and teamwork, and he focused on the response to adversity, and it was very critical in his process of how you respond to adversity, so it doesn't stop you. You keep going and build on those lessons that you're learning. Lastly is John Wooden, He was a great leader, great basketball coach, but he focused on servant leadership. He built the um, he built values and a culture within his team and focused on that. And he didn't focus on winning. But by focusing on and standing on those values and building that culture, he was able to be a very winning coach. And he focused on consistency and building character within his team. Um, and this was very important to me, just taking notes from all these leaders and just looking back at my life, just seeing all the adversity and all the setbacks that I've been through. Being a student athlete and having my athletic career, I've been through a lot of adversity and setbacks, being almost 5 injuries or 5 major surgeries. I've had almost 10 MRIs, almost 10 X-rays, countless doctor visits, and when I'm improving, when I'm almost hitting my peak, something always happens. If it's politics within the program, or if it's just injuries setting me back, I always try to learn and take those lessons from those experiences and build on them, and to keep going, even though it's really hard. And to build on my leadership style, I want to make it unique. And I want my leadership style to lead with high standards. I want to have high standards and to lead with service and have empathy for others. I also want my players to be treated as people first. I don't want my players or coaches to be felt like they are in a job or their roles and their titles. I want to care about people as people and childs of God. And I want to combine my relationship building, my strategic thinking, and my value driven leadership to have a unique leadership style and care for people. And I want to implement a leadership council underneath me. Within the hierarchy, like Nick Saban, I want to have levels of leadership so that there's a strong culture within my organization, and it improves communication, it improves trust, and improves the relationships and strengthens them. Now, overall, leadership is not about the title or about perfection, but for me, it's about how you develop others and motivate them and care for them. And it's about how you show up every day, you stay true to your values, and you lift others up. Now, I challenge you, lead where you are, build relationships, and motivate them and empower others, and always keep moving forward. Now, great leaders aren't born, but they're built every day, day by day, with one rep at a time. Thank you.